What's up, people? My name is Timmy Dakolo, and you're listening to Elegbete TV Radio. Stay tuned. Elegbete TV Radio. Redefining broadcasting. Listen. You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. This is radio like you never heard before. Elegbete TV Radio, the best in entertainment and sport. Elegbete TV Radio, we dare to lead. Elegbete TV Radio, we are not just about radio, TV, or YouTube numbers. We are all about connecting with people and creating a community of great minds and values.
Yeah, they say if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with people. So it always, everything in the world depends on numbers. People, you need numbers, you need people to walk your way through whatever dynamics of life that you plan to walk through. Whether you want to do buying and selling, you need people. Whether you want to be a public speaker, you need people. Whether you want to be a broadcaster like me, you need people. You want to be a content creator, you need people. You want to be a pastor, the more the members, the more the money, and the bigger you get. So today we would focus on the numbers game a bit. It wasn't my original idea of the show that I wanted to do today, but someone, David Anoluakbo, sent me this message and they said, "Hello, Elibete. Good morning. Sorry, this message is coming so close to the start of the show." And this message came in at about uh, 8:37 a.m. or so, or there about 8:37 a.m. So I'd already had the structure of the show set up, and then I had to put everything down and restart again. And this is his message. Sorry, the message is this message is coming so close to the start of your show. I need you to break down the importance of numbers and narrative to the growth and development of the NPFL. That wasn't my focus for today. My focus today was to look at all the qualifiers and also jump in on this conversation that is, proliferating everywhere, that is tearing opinions apart. Kanu Akwa and Mikel Obi, who is the most decorated Nigerian player. I didn't think that was the conversation, okay? But it's convoluting everywhere. It's like exploding everywhere. And I'm wondering, like, it's not supposed to be hard. This one is not supposed to be hard. It's easy. Kanawako is unarguably the most decorated Nigerian player. But people don't see it that way. I don't know where you guys stand anyway. You can join in on that conversation. So there is a medium. People still ask me what's the medium to connect on the show. Yes, there is the app. So the web doesn't work for now. We disabled it. The weight of the radio, this is affecting the web. We're still trying to work on that one. So if you have the app on your phone, you can listen to the radio. It's the Elevator TV radio app. It's very easy. You can follow us on Instagram. You can also follow us on YouTube, which is very straightforward. And other means to contribute on the show. Some people say, "Oh no, I just want to call in and have my voice, have my say, and then go on and keep listening on the radio, on the app, and then be doing what I'm doing." So there is a phone line 0702500069. Okay, yeah, that was up too fast. So hey, Tom Shoes. See, this guy's okay. So I'm not really, a fan of online businesses, but some of them are fantastic. Talk shoes, I chat them up. I saw their shoes, I liked it, and I chat them up, and they lived up to the billing. Lovely, easy to wear shoes, delivery on time, and affordable. Okay, so most times when I say affordable, people like, if we don't have money like you, it's not like I have money, but some things are affordable. You have to say it, and they are Nigerian business. Tongues underscore shoes on Instagram. Search for them. I mean, there's something for that native, for that jeans and slacks, that t-shirt, for that easy wear, and then for also corporate wears, whatever you want, a custom made shoes. And one of the things, so I have a son who's got a very big leg, and I also have a younger brother. My mother's last born, Ganero, his leg is from here to there. Okay, from here, when you say somebody's leg, kind of what kind of leg, okay, his leg is from here to there. And growing up, shoes and trouser was his biggest malaise. We unable to get his shoes. And if you know my household very well, I mean, I'm pretty much like the fashionista growing up. Like, yeah, I pretty much started buying shoes, clothes pretty early. I mean, I saw money early. So, and he was the one who was always lagging behind because I can't find his size. We go to Igbo market to buy a shoe today. 2 weeks time, it's not sizing him anymore. He's peeling his leg, and he's a churchy pastor kind of guy. So it was always difficult. But hey, survive. And these are the kind of people you should know. Tonks shoe, TUNKS underscore shoes. Just get to know them so that they will, yeah, I mean, you could go visit them, or they could come meet you, measure you, and give you custom made shoes. And a lot of people do that. Chief and they were back in the day. They say had elephant leg and used to do that. So you could also do that. It's a Nigerian business, one you can trust. I mean, I've done business with them and I trust their businesses. Yeah, no, sometimes you have to do this free advert for people. It doesn't take anything away from your business, right? So those are people you can follow them on Instagram. Tonks underscore shoes. Tonks is TUNK Tonk. Yeah, underscore shoes. Okay, so if you want to get shoes, I'm talking about shoes. Don't forget that if you're a football person and you need to buy a quality football boots at an affordable price, once again, I use that word, affordable price. You know what to go. Wura football boots is the latest news in town. It's the best thing you can have. It's affordable. I mean, I'm seeing people buying shoes, football shoes for what's it called? 150K, 120, 80K. Man, growing up, 3-5 don't buy you better football boot too. Well, but it's one of those things that you have to do. So today we're going to do numbers game, and normally, like, I mean, let me break it down so that if I struggle on the show, you know what? Normally, I start preparing for my next show the very minute the show ends. So today I was planning fact checking as a way, because I see a lot of misinformation these days, and I was going to turn the arrow on my own industry a bit. Okay, so, and in these days where everybody now is a journalist, everybody's a content creator, everybody is opinionated. I saw yesterday somebody was blasting the NFF. Oh, NFF did not vote for Victor Osimhen in the Ballon d'Or award. That's why Nigeria is the way it is. Blah 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 blah. So you don't use every moment, every opportunity you have to say you want to tear Nigeria down. Think about what you're saying first. Check your facts. Because again, your followers think that you are an authority, and then when you come out and you say some things that you say, let's say you have 200 followers, okay, and those 200 followers, it might not be many in your eye, but they are very big. Jesus had only 12, and those 12 have kept a religion going that has not left for over 2,000 years. So that's how powerful followers can be. Followers are very fanatical. They keep it going. They are ready to die for your word. So you have to check it first. The NFF did not vote in the Ballon d'Or. It's a Nigerian journalist. Let me not call his name now so that you guys don't go and start insulting people on social media. That voted, and because he voted for Messi does not make him a devil. Yes, I'm not happy. If I was voting, I would vote for him anyway. But hey, that does not now mean that, oh, because of him that Nigeria is bad. Oh, Nigeria is that. Let's not use every opportunity to drag Nigeria. Having said that, let's come back to the conversation. Well, this I don't know. This your question is a hydra-headed dragon. So I'm going to be drawing a lot of parallel from Premier League, but let me start with numbers. So if you're a football club, let's use the private football club, Sporting Lagos, Doma United, and then the Remo Stars. One of the key things that the club that can sustain the club over a long period of time is paying supporters and merchandise buying supporters. Whether you like it or not, I know that in Nigeria there is mentality, and I face it all the time. Let me give you a very good example. A couple of days ago, somebody sent me a quotation for a poultry, 5.6 million naira. And on the side, another person sent me some pictures of his school that he's setting up and how bad the school is, how he needs money to bring it up to speed. And on Facebook, on the DM. And this one was very detailed. He wants to set up a farm that's a poultry farm with vegetable on the side and a fish farm on the side. Okay, the land is very big somewhere, and he needed 5.7 million to get it up. And there was no repayment plan anyway, but he just needed me to invest in his business. And I replied him that I don't have. I honestly don't have. And the thing about it is people just think that, I don't know if there is a lifestyle that I'm living that is misleading you people, please forgive me. And I don't have. I'm also trying to survive. I'm bootstrapping my business to survive, to get up there. So having said that, and I told him I don't have, I cannot deceive you, I don't have, I can't even string you along. And then he said, Baba, that's so Nigeria bill, if not groove now, you go see money, now you not get money, you just come back from Europe. It's like, you're begging, you're asking for help. You do not have to question what I do with my life, where I went to. In the last God knows how long, I've not traveled out of this country to do anything. And even my trip to Europe was work related, was business related, was trying to go seek for business, and it was tough. That trip was very, very tough. Okay. But hey, it's Nigerians. The fact that you ask for somebody does not mean that you're not entitled to their money. I don't even know you, we've not met before, and business are not done like that. Okay. Even if I have the money, I don't know you, I'm not going to say 5.7 million to set up a business where I don't know you. Okay, good. That's one part of the conversation, and people do that a lot. But if there's a lifestyle that I'm living that is misleading people that I have money, please forgive me. I do not have. Okay, and especially in this 2023, where between February this year and now, about 20 million of my money have gone into medical bills, surgery, treatment here and there, to the point where I had stroke for like the past 2 weeks. And somebody thinks that I'm having money that he needs to set up his fund. But let's move on the conversation. So numbers represent everything that we do. The world is built around numbers. When Jesus Christ decided to preach his gospel, and before going to the cross for 3.5 years, all he needed was numbers. Numbers were the people who come in to become his disciples. And remember, in the course of that journey, there was a time where he sent the 70 in to go and preach the first evangelism, the first the first ever evangelism that was done or recorded in the Bible, and that's numbers. Okay, so people never ask, how is it that this man have 12 disciples and then he was able to get 70 people? In other words, over the course of that period, hypothetically, there are people who have become secret disciples who are not in the inner circle of the 12. Even within the 12, there is the inner circle of the 3. Peter, James, and John, right? But that happened. So numbers are very, very important for a business. For instance, let's say you're selling yam, and you are buying 100 pieces of yam, and it takes you 10 days to sell it. That's like 10 per day. Wouldn't you want to buy 100 pieces of yam today, and by tomorrow they are all gone, and then you go again to get, because now you are doing quick turnover? That's what numbers does to your business, because the more you sell, the more money you make, and then the quicker you dispose them, the faster you go again to bring another one, and then you get another sales. That's all. Bags of rice. If you buy like 10 bags of rice and you keep it for 4 months, depreciation will come in. Okay, you might not make profit. But if you buy 10 bags or 100 bags of rice, and within 2 or 3 days it is sold out, you go again, you go bring another one, then you are in business. And then that business, that's when you say the business is profitable. So numbers are very, very important, because that 100 bags of rice is people that will buy it. Okay. Whether you're selling them in retails or you're selling them in wholesale, it's people that will buy it. And Wura Boots now, Wura have over 2.5 million boots of all sizes made already, shipping them in first batch. It's people that will buy it. If they stay too long in that container, heat and whatever would destroy them, and good purpose will become bad purpose, losses and all that would happen. So numbers are very, very important. I'm just giving you a background to numbers, in case those of you who are just joining in are wondering what is he racking about numbers. Okay, so somebody, I know, sent this message this morning at about 8:35 or 8:37. He said, hello, Elegbete, good morning. Sorry, this message is coming so close to the start of your show. I need you to break down the importance of numbers and narrative to the growth and development of the MPFL. So today we'll talk about the MPFL. Let's not forget that tomorrow the Super Eagles take on Lesotho in the first match of the World Cup qualifying series that will take us to the World Cup that I have tagged the Japa World Cup. Yeah, it's going to be the Japa World Cup. And I'm going to tell you a story about that. In 1994, when the World Cup was hosted in the USA, I was still young, I was a keyboard. I mean, I was writing my WIAC when the World Cup started. And the day before we played against Italy was when the weekend before was when my WIAC ended. So it was 5th of May, if I'm not mistaken, when we played against Italy. And it was funny. Long story short, we lost, right? But that World Cup was the first time I saw people. I identified the word Nigerian Supporters Club, but it really came to my awareness in '98. Because then I was now a bit involved. I was like in the front. I took a clear observation of what was going on. It was the time where I saw people fighting, killing themselves, people gathering money. Don't tell people the jackpot, gathering money, giving to state supporters club to put their family members, to put their son, somebody can play drum. People from church was gathering money. You don't say we will corrupt for this country. You don't say we just blame government. All of us are criminals. True to God. See pastors like we're gathering money, and they were using the name of God. Or they were saying it like it's a good thing. And people will go and pay, they will join the supporters club, they will give them membership, then they would go to the World Cup, USA 94 at the time, and then you are told straight up when you reach there, just place moment you disappear, just share your passport, maybe you disappear, maybe just join black people like that, just go. It was like people were being coached to do that. And then in Atlanta, when I went to Atlanta 96 again, similar thing happened, and then it became a pattern by France 98. I know my former teammates, I won't forget, Bright Olatubosu went to France through France 98. I can't, like, that one was like right in front of me. I saw this app, like, ooh, right. I become like, we used to go to Sele, used to play drum anyway. I'd become a solid drummer for the supporters club. When we were playing football, he was playing drum. It was like there was an agenda to him playing drum. Okay. And before you know it, he had gone. And there was a whole lot of people like that. There were even people who used to play football, and it's not looking like, oh, this ball road no go clear. They will join supporters club. And you'd be like, how do you go from this goalkeeper or this defender, this midfielder, this attacker to that? But there was always an agenda. There was an agenda. And it is how I learned from a practical experience the 3 words that I've always used in the course of my life: being deliberate, being intentional, and being strategic. I didn't learn it in any business school or any motivational speaker didn't say it to me. It was real life experiences that taught me how those triangle of words work. So let's come back to the discussion that we're having about numbers. Listen, this business that I'm in is the biggest place where numbers work. So I've worked on both sides of the sunshine, and I'll tell you clearly that, okay, so when I was on terrestrial radio, there's this word we always say, when you go out for marketing, the first question they ask you is how many people listen to your show? And you say things, you throw ambiguous word like we have between 2 to 10 million listeners every day on our show. But that's a lie anyway. That's a lie. Because there is no factual proof that there is any radio station that have 10 million people listening to them. There is nowhere you can draw that number out from. But hey, again, think about it. It's the same callers that are calling radio stations across Lagos every day. The same people, the same name you hear on Brilla, you hear on Nigeria Info, you hear on Wazobia, you hear the same people, just a little extra like that. And that pattern, that graph follows the same way. But every time we have about 2 to 10 million people listening. The way we also throw numbers around in sports, that we have 200 million Nigerians, but we have 40 million people addicted to sports. And of that 40 million, we have about 20 million committed to football. That's a lie. Because there's no statistics that have proven it. And I kept saying, where's the statistics to back this thing up? This thing that we're always saying. You know what 20 million is? If we have 20 million people committed to sports, Nigerian league will be the biggest league in the world. 20 million people. Super Bowl, they do 20 million people in America. 20 million people. It would be the biggest league in the world. But hey, it's numbers. You need to throw them around. Either you are believing that would happen, or you're just trying to manipulate the minds of people. Again, the thing about numbers is that's why numbers kind of like change things a whole lot. When you tell somebody that something is big in terms of number, they kind of like respect it more. So let's go down to the Chronicles, and I'm going to show you a few things on the show. Meanwhile, if you got any other comments, you can drop it, and if you want to call in, you can call in, and we'll talk about other things. But if you're calling on the phone, be open to answer one question from me. Okay, that's the catch going to the phone line. So if you want to call in on the phone, call in. But after you bring your contribution, I'm going to ask you a question. So let's talk about the UK. This is the one that you guys would like to. It will be easy for you guys to understand this one. Okay, so there's this write-up that I just stumbled upon. Normally, I like to read and filter my write-up before I use them, but because this question came in very late, and so this is a Scrabble, not properly edited, so I might read something that maybe you might not like. Okay, soccer brings billions of tourist dollars to the UK. This is the headline of this. But I can't even access it because now I need to. You see, this is where preparation before the show really counts. But let's do some extra numbers here and see where this takes us. Okay, so there's a study. The Premier League contributes £7.6 billion to UK economy during the 2019-2020 season. I'm not going to be able to read the whole document. That's a very long one. It's a study. It's not just one reporter writing, but let's get you some cut out from it. According to the Economic and Social Impact Report, which was commissioned by the Premier League, the league and its club generated a total tax contribution of £3.6 billion, which is a $4.9 billion to the UK exchequer in 2019-2020. Of this amount, okay, 1.4 billion in pounds, which is $1.9 billion, was accounted for by Premier League players. So when you see that guy playing in the Premier League and you hear all this big money that they're earning, they also give back in tax. Okay. EY studies also said clubs' economic activities are grown by 840% since the 1998-1999 season when Manchester United won the treble. In addition, the study mentions that the Premier League and clubs have delivered substantial and prolonged employment growth with 94,000 jobs supported across the UK. EY adds that the number of club-related jobs has increased from 11,000 in 1999 season to more than 87,000 in 2019-2020 season, a rise of 650%. The league worldwide appeal was highlighted as the study shows that there was a cumulative global audience of 3.2 billion in 2019-2020, double that of the UEFA Champions League prior to COVID-19's arrival. Stadiums were also a record 97.8% full across the Premier League. So we need to continue on this one. Let's push it. Today is not one of those days where we get crazily excited. We just have to, put the conversation where it belongs so that, people are like, what are you saying? Okay. All this, the study says, has allowed the Premier League to increase investment into communities nationally and locally, as well as soccer at all levels. The league provided solidarity and parachute payment to 138 English Football League, EFL clubs, and National League clubs with a total of £455 million, which is $621 million, distributed to other leagues and community soccer in 2019-2020. This is about 3 years ago, but that's a settled place where all the data have been extracted, because even if you do 2023 now, you don't have all the full data. You do 2022, the data have not been accounted for completely. Despite the COVID disruption, the Premier League's total economic contribution remains equal to pre-pandemic levels and the amount generated in 2016-2017, according to the EY's assessment. The study adds an estimated 1.3 billion pounds, which is 1.8 billion dollars, was lost in broadcast and matchday revenue during the 2019-2020 and 2020-2021 season due to Premier League games being played behind closed doors. Wow, that's some big money. That's some massive money lost due to COVID. The league's global appeal continues to be a key factor in driving the economic impact, and the league plays a significant role at the heart of club communities, said Peter Arnold. Okay, that's the EY UK's chief economist. Hundreds of thousands of children, young people, and adults benefit from initiatives supported by the league each year, and the pandemic has helped pull the role of football within communities across the country into a sharper focus than ever before. Richard Masters, the Premier League chief executive as at that time, added, the new report from EY shows how we and our clubs continue to contribute significantly to the UK economy and have delivered much needed assistance to all levels of football and communities at a time when pandemic brought unprecedented challenges and uncertainties for so many. We are proud of the level of support we provide the football pyramid, as well as funding community organizations of clubs up and down the country. The importance of their work has been more evident than ever in recent times, providing help to people who needed it the most. I'm not going to go into the other parts, but that's just a conclusive analysis of the report that I would be able to read out on the show today, so that I come back and answer the question that was asked, and I'm going to take certain part of the conversation also I'm going to give you. So let me use a YouTube channel that is very popular that everybody know, AFTV, or formerly known as Arsenal Fan TV, that is run by Robbie L. Okay, so how much revenue does AFTV earn? And AFTV are pulling in an estimated 1.2 million pounds, which is $1.7 million per year from YouTube adverts alone, according to the guys at American Gambler. Okay, American Gambler are a company that real earnings on the digital platform. So they help tell you the money that different channels have aggregated over a period of time. So why am I bringing this? Now, this takes us back to the question that was asked by Anu. So Anu, you are the canvas that upon which our show today is built on. And so I'm going to break it down this way, shared. So the questions are in two parts, but I'm going to try to break it down. See, football is an ecosystem. Football does not stand isolated on its own. Football does not say, you know what, I'm on my own, I don't care about anybody. Football cares about everybody. Football is an ecosystem that is interlocked, one thing to the other. The game itself is the major actor, is the meat of the dish, right? But there is a whole lot of side dish. It's like a 5-course meal when you eat. When it comes to football, that's how football is. It works like a 5-course meal, but they are all linked together. If you take only the first course, you don't enjoy the full buffet. If you take only the first, second, third course, you still don't get it. It would make sense if you link all of them together. Even if you get just a bite of all 5 courses, that's when you now understand what a 5-course meal is. So from the person who's selling tickets at the gate, when you say, oh, you go to the Pantamime Stadium and you say the stadium is filled up, we need to get to a point to where every match day we need to know how much do they make. Like how much, okay, so that crowd that is coming, how much does the club make, or the stadium management, whatever, however it goes. Sporting Lagos have Happy Corner. Yeah, how much do they pay to rent the Mobolaji Johnson Arena? How much are they making from gate tickets? How much are they making from merchandise? Yesterday, I shared an interview that I had with Mr. Tunji Brown, the CEO of Owu Sports 3 years ago. And I put it out there. And the things he said 3 years ago are still very, very prevalent today in terms of how we approach, merchandising, a club as traditional and as big and as, on paper, audio size, very big, massive as 380 could not sell up to 2,500 jerseys in 3 years, in 3 seasons. That's, ridiculous to say the least. And it's the reason why some of the major brands like the Adidas or the Umbro, the Nike, will not be able to do businesses with Nigerian club side. The reason why is, I remember my friend Bayo and myself, we went on a wild goose chase some time ago. Before Umbro went to sign up with Al Ali of Egypt, Nigeria was their first point of call. And in that movement was myself and Bayo were in the forefront of it and were trying to push the conversation. And there was only one condition, very simple, straightforward condition. If you can guarantee sales of 5,000 jerseys every season for 5 years, we will kit your team, we'll provide you with kits like you've never seen before. Training kit, first jersey, second jersey, alternate jersey, and wind shooters, running shoes, football boots, and all that. Running into millions. Those deals were going to be in the region of between $5 to $10 million. There was not a single club in Nigeria that could sign the dotted line and guarantee that 5,000 pieces of jerseys will be sold for starters. That's like the basic entry level. You know how you want to enter university, there are, conditions. Any course you want to study, there are, results you must have in WAEC and JAM or post-UME or whatever university entry and whatever it is called today. Nowadays, it was just simple JAM or WAEC or, we SSC as we call it, and everybody is fine, right? But that's the basic. There was not a single club, not Enyimba, not Rivers United, not Kano Pillars or Kano Pillars or whatever, not Academy Warriors, and a whole lot, because the numbers does not match when you then need to bring those numbers to the table. So I know that is how the numbers affect. So a business that would have brought in probably between $10 to $15 million in the league for maybe one club and its whole environment, that club's ecosystem could not hold because there were no guarantees that minimum entry level could be met. And that's how numbers affect. Now let's talk about narrative a bit. And you ask about narrative and growth. Every country, every developed nation is built side by side. Infrastructure is narrative. Now, narrative is very key. Now, let me give you a very good example. Until recently, until the war in Ukraine, many people have not known Russians, like Russians getting close to them. Until maybe Roman Abramovich came to buy Chelsea, many people have not known Russians. But the idea that a lot of people have of Russians is that Russians are criminals and gangsters and mobsters and bad people. They kill you. That's what you have. And you know what? That's a narrative that is fostered on you by Hollywood, the greatest PRO company in the world, Hollywood. Hollywood can sell you something and can kill something. Okay, so let me give you another idea of what narrative is. Prior to when Mini Chinchi went to Big Brother to be part of Big Brother, they were not the number one snack. But then them and Munchies went to Big Brother and they became the number one snack. Every family, every household, that's what they buy. Again, another thing, another brand that was helped to the very top of the food chain with the Big Brother Nigeria narrative was a bottled water called Aquafina. Now, before then, everybody wants to drink Eva water. Eva water was like the quality. If you want quality bottled water, guys, join me on this conversation. Don't make it look like I'm the only one talking anyway. It was the one. Maybe because today we're not bantering now. Everybody doesn't have anything to say. But these are conversations that you can relate to. You are the buyers, you are the consumers of this thing. And everybody was buying Aquafina. Oh, give me Aquafina, give me Aquafina. Some people, because my wife sells commodities, so I know. Some people will say, give me that chinchin, that one with the video, the shop for TV. And it was key. I remember one, is late now, Uncle Cargo, started eating Hungry Man noodles because he was always seeing it on TV. That's what narrative does, right? Now let me give you another thing that narrative does. If you get American visa today, you would celebrate. You would jump to the high heaven. There are 35 countries in Africa that is safer to travel to than the US. But those countries are not giving you the narrative that makes you think so. When people travel, when you travel to your village, you hardly do pictures. If you travel to uh, uh, if you travel to the US or if you go to France, everybody wants to go to the Eiffel Tower. I remember just now we went to Germany, we were in Paris for a day and the whole team went to Eiffel Tower. For me, it wasn't a big like, I remember when I go, I didn't bother. So the next day, go Eiffel Tower. I said, do you know how many times I've been to the Eiffel Tower? It's not a big deal to me. Yeah, but it was a big deal to them because over time on social media, you know that picture people do that their hand is on the tip of the Eiffel Tower or they are kneeling their elbow on the Eiffel Tower. It's just something that everybody's crazy about. Like, let me be part of it. When was the last time you went to your village and you did a picture or a video of the stream in your village, the serenity in your village? People go to zoo in the US. People travel from Africa and go to zoo in the US to watch lions. But there are no lions in America. All the lions you have in America were taken from Africa. Why do you need to go to the US to see lions? Lion, yeah. The lion in its magisterial state, in its original state, it's in Africa. But guess what? Some people travel and say the first time I saw a lion was in zoo in New York. For real? Are you crazy? First time I saw elephant was in the circus. Circus elephant. No, that is cartoon elephant. Yeah, I'm just giving you an example. The travel industry, the tourism industry is a $2 trillion industry worldwide. Africa gets only 1%. Not 10%, 1% of that money. Because over the years, traveling have not been told as a good story. If you tell a story about South Africa, they will amplify xenophobia more than the places to go see. Rwanda is doing well now with all that they are doing. And of that 1%, Rwanda is getting 65% of it because they've really invested heavily in Visit Rwanda. Just Visit Rwanda, been visible on Paris Saint-Germain, on Arsenal sleeves, and everywhere. So they've taken the route of being deliberate, intentional, and strategic about advertising Rwanda. So everybody now, I know my sister Debbie is in Rwanda. Why are you there? So it's a good place to do business. Yes, it's expensive, but it's a good place to do business. It's serene, it's quiet, it's this. Yeah, because that's how it's been advertised. So that's what narrative does. Lately, in the last 10 or 15 years, the narrative about the Nigerian league is all about violence, salaries not being paid, this one, that one, that one, that one. So everybody see the league. The league is repulsive to people. When you talk about the Nigerian league, it's repulsive. I remember when I was in Brilla, people used to get angry when I spend longer time talking about Nigerian league. They feel like I'm insulting their collective intelligence. And people report me to my boss. People will say, tell that to Daffy Boy, he's not the owner of the radio station. And people quickly own this, our radio station that we built. Like, you people contribute money to build the radio station. But now I'm feeling it because people tell me the same. People use the same terminologies. Like when I'm not when the show doesn't run, and you hear people say, what happened now? Already, what you do already? Now I just decide not to do the show. So I get it now. But then back then I don't get it. But let's carry on. So it is narratives like that either make or break a league, And jersey is another thing that the West figured out how jersey can be marketed. Have you ever asked yourself, why are they not repeating the same jersey every season? What is wrong if they repeat the same jersey every season? Who would die? Why is it that every season there is this ceremony of leak jersey? Every season I that they get leak. Jersey must leak. They said the new season jersey have been leaked. No, it's not. Nobody's leaking it. This is advertising strategy. It's marketing strategy. So some people, claim the right to say we're the first to see it. Then we're the first to buy it. And that first rush, that pride, that ego, satisfying your ego, makes a lot of people rush to buy it. I mean, think about it. Nigerian football is shit, right? But Nike was able to make $297 million of the sales of Nigerian jersey in 2018. Think about it for a minute. How did that happen? Nigerian football is shit. But it was a narrative. They said that Nigerian jersey is the most hip-hop, is the most culturally appropriate jersey ever manufactured in the world, in the industry of sports in the industrial, not just football, in the industrial sport. The 1998, that jersey, that green flowery jersey that people first off, when the picture first came out, people were not liking it. They say it's the most culturally appropriate jersey ever made. So you see how that works for a deal that they got with Nigeria. It was a $3 million deal that does not come in cash. It comes in the value, the jersey, the kits that they give to Nigeria over the period of the 4 years for $3 million. And then they went on to make $297 million. Whatever you extract, even extract half of it as tax. Is that not a big kill for Nike? Nigeria did not make any money out of that money because it was not part of the contract. So in your question, Anu, so go back to your question. Numbers are a big deal. Every club, that's why when we blame the NFL, we blame the LMC. Every club have to go seek their numbers. Why is AFTV making $2 million yearly from YouTube? It's because the number, the people who consume their content on a regular basis, all those guys who go on the show and banter and make noise. You see what FanStripe is doing in Nigeria as well. It's because they want to grow the numbers. As the numbers are growing, YouTube pay you that much. That's how that money comes back. So, I mean, it's the same thing for my channel. If I get to the numbers that they have, get in the millions, I get the engagement, that's the kind of money. Maybe those people who want me to help them invest in their farm business, and it will be easy for me to say, okay, you know what, let me even go and see your groundbreaking event. Let me see, you know, what you're doing. I want to give you, you need 5%. I'll give you the money, but I'll own like 50% of the business. So whatever profit we're making, I have 50%. Take my money and run it. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it for another 10 years. After 10 years, you can take it, but in 10 years, I own 50%, or I own 10%, or I own 15%, or I own 5%, depending on the agreement. That's what numbers does. Numbers can change things. So let's do a ripple effect analysis of numbers. So the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, I think Timothy Deibo once give me the, oh, Jesus God, if I don't get these numbers, if I can't find this, I don't want to assume. That's why I'm trying to get proper fact on that. I know, and I read it on this show some time ago, the capacity of the stadium. Just give me a little breather, a little minute. I would be back with the numbers, and it will help, you know, just for this analogy that we're having now, it would help a whole lot. Jesus Christ of Nazareth, where? I know I had it. God, please help me. Timothy Danibo, if you're listening to me, please bail me out. All the stadium that you sent to me and their capacity, the size, the number of fans that can go into any of this stadium, I can't find it anymore. It was, yeah, I know, it was given to me some time ago. Maybe I've cleared up my charts as I normally do, because it's always filling up and giving me warning on my phone and my computer, so I need to clear it. I don't think I have it. Timothy Demo, if you're listening, please just copy and paste it back for me. Let me use it as accurate data so that I don't assume. But for this, before it comes, if he guess it, let's say Mobolaji Johnson Arena is 10,000 hypothetically. Let's say it's 10,000, and you know, they are not the owner, so they are constrained a bit. Like the other day, they were supposed to have a game on a Sunday. They had to move their game to Monday because some church people were doing something there. But let's say hypothetically they have good full control of matches. That doesn't happen all the time. So on a regular basis, they play their match as advertised, and they now have 10,000 plus people that are committed to their games every match day. It's gonna be 19 home games that they will play with 10,000 people guaranteed to come. Sporting Lagos cannot go to, let's say, Coca-Cola and say, Coca-Cola, we can't do the naming of the stadium because it's not our stadium. But what we can do is we can make sure that only your products are sold on match days. You are guaranteed an audience of 10,000 people. Now, let's agree to disagree that not all 10,000 people will buy drink or water, but some people will buy 2 water. Some people will buy 3 waters. That's just the way it is. If you've been to the stadium, you know how, all those shouting, exhilarating moment takes all the water in you and you drink more. Adrenaline makes you drink more water, right? So plus or minus, you're still going to do 10,000 in sales every match day. Multiply that by 19 and over the course of the time that we're here. Meaning that they cannot use the ballpark figure, the number, the 10,000, which is not their people, which they don't know, they don't work, it's not their staff, they don't know them, but they are always in the stadium. They cannot say, okay, on match days, come and sell your water, which is Ever water from Coca-Cola, which is if it is Pepsi, Aquafina, and sell your product. All the people that are selling drinks in the stadium on that match day cannot bring any other product, but give us money up front to sign quality players like the Locosas of this world and more. That's just one club. And so multiply that by the other 19 clubs in the league. That puts money in the league in the hands of the club. Means that they can sign more players. More players' salaries can be increased. And then they can also now go and tell brands, say, look, you can put your logo on the sleeve, right? And let's see what it brings. We have guaranteed 10,000 eyeballs that will feed on it every match day at home. But beyond that, there is TV, there is social media, there is all that. So give us, let's say, $1 million. Coca-Cola, for bringing your product, give us $1 million. You are allowed to sell, put your sales points across the stadium, whatever you want to do. They could also go to a KFC. As a KFC, we don't want any other person selling snacks and the rest. Come and sell your snacks. The stadium is built in such a way that there are underlays, on the 4 corners. So you can set up your shop in such a way that all those, those 4 corners where you are like it's supposed to be like a pillar, right? Just set up, as they say, that's where the stadium light will be on. Set up your shop on those underlays, and then, or underpass, and then sell your snacks, but in conjunction with Coca-Cola, because Coca-Cola Mineral is what you would be selling. That's another business enterprise. And KFC, so you now see KFC stands all over. And just, using that, this is what numbers do. But you cannot carry that proposal to KFC if you don't have a guaranteed number of that volume coming to your stadium every match day. That's where all of that comes in. And then in Europe, you see the hospitality suite is this. I just told the Bayern Arena, and the information that I gathered, I'm still struggling to convert it into a talk, a teaching. You understand? That's how you stimulate a sports ecosystem. Now, how does it relate to tax from government? Because government is providing facility, infrastructure, security, road network, airport, and the rest. Okay, so this is how it works. The clubs are paying players' salaries, are paying their staff, they will employ more people in media department, people in this one. You hear the number of people that are employed by the Premier League, okay? These people would earn money, they will pay taxes, they will go to church, go to mosque, they will pay offerings, and the rest goes back into the government, the ecosystem, and it circulates. They will pay their children's school fees, they will pay their house rent, they will pay bills, they will not get engaged in frivolities anymore. They will not be blaming government because they are gainfully employed. And the employment system, the thing about football employment system, it's hard to get in, but once you get in, it's hard to get fired unless you misbehave. So the longest job, one of the most secure job in the world, is the sports ecosystem. Then media houses, okay? Since you were born, some of us, since we were born, will be hearing Martin Tyler. He's still on the job. He's not left, right? He's still on the job. And your children, your grandchildren would hear Peter Drury. They still be on the job. They don't easily leave the job. They're always in the industry. Alex Ferguson coached one club for 26 years. He was there. So they're always going to be on the job. And all of that is off the back of the money that these numbers bring. And then they will not sell more jerseys. They'll sell more mufflers. They'll sell, a lot of other things. And, in all of these sales, you could do either a full outright upfront, or you can do a percentage share. Like, okay, come and sell your drink here, but for every bottle you bring in, whether you sell or you don't sell, for every bottle you bring into this thing, this facility, we get £1 or £2 from it. So whatever it is, or give us $1 million upfront, Now you know how you could take sell and make your money. Or let's say give us 100 million upfront, and we go sign our players, do all the things I want to do, and then you go. So that money cannot be invested in them building their own stadium, or bringing quality players, planning to play on the continent, and not being afraid to sign players outside of Nigeria. That's what numbers and narrative does. Now let's break down the narrative a little bit. So if 20 people every year from Lagos travels to, let's say, a place in Calabar. You remember when Donald Duke was the governor of Cross River State? Everybody wanted to go to Obudu Cattle Ranch. Nothing has changed. Obudu Cattle Ranch is still there, but nobody wants to go there again because, one, apart from the fact that the place is not working, there's no electricity, the next set of governors that have come in after Donald Duke did not improve on the narrative around Obudu Cattle Ranch. There was a friend of mine who left Lagos to go and do his wedding at Obudu Cattle Ranch. It's like, all your friends and families are in Lagos. They say yes, but he wants to do it at Obudu Cattle Ranch. That's the wife, the dream of the girl that he's married, to do his wedding at Obudu Cattle Ranch. And then everybody flew there. Well, Two-Face in Libya went to Dubai to do his re-wedding with Annie. So it is narrative. 20 years ago, nobody would dare say they want to go and do their wedding in Dubai because the Middle East was all about bombing. It was about terrorism, bombing, suicide bombing. Allah Akbar, once you hear it, bomb will go off. But today, if you've not been to Dubai, have the audacity to even ban people from coming to their country. It's a country that was begging people to come one time. You're right? Because the narrative has changed. So once you put the right narrative, right spin around something, it could go from shit to manure. It could go from waste to bio, product. It depends. Waste plastic is recycled plastic, depending on who is looking at it and what narrative, what spin you put around it. That's the way it goes. I think I spent an entire hour talking about it. Tomorrow, Henry Moru says, Olatunji Emmanuel say, I really love Nigeria. However, I get scared of how much I'll have to fight the system, as the system is against the odds of entrepreneurs or startup compared to some countries abroad. 100% agree. I agree with you on that one. But again, you know how they say that the best time to buy stock is when the stocks are crashing. That's where we are with Nigeria. The people who are able to weave through it and battle it. Because listen, this whole Nigerian mess is not going to be there forever. I wonder we'll wake up and find that whoa, it's changed. What people are thinking is, oh, it's just going to go overnight. No, it's not. When I was younger, the first time I had experience of bad governance was Buhari. Okay. And and people used to, and then for a kid who just came back from the UK, it was crazy when you hear people say it's war against indiscipline. Like, what government beats and flog its citizen for them to be disciplined? It doesn't make sense. It was barbaric, it was annoying, it was stupid, and then Babangida came in with the smile to you, your face, kill you behind your back, structural adjustment program, all the Maradona-ic, evil geniuses of his good. And then we continue like that. And then the battle for MK Abiola's mandate, which, well, from the one I didn't like MK Abiola, I would say it any day, anytime. I don't think that he's a good person anyway, but he's one of them. He's his people, he's his own people that messed him up. So it's not like these are people that he was whining and dining with. A long story short, anyway. But let's move on. And so engagement in government. But if you look at Nigeria, I don't think a 35-year-old boy 20 years ago in Nigeria can say, I want to do a startup and then I'll become a billionaire. Like Shola, the owner of Sporting Lagos. And as much as there are very small number of them, and then a large number of people who are falling through the cracks of poverty, who are suffering, I understand. I'm a startup. I'm struggling. I know. So I know nobody's going to even tell me. My personal experience is enough. The system is fighting against me every day, right? But a time is going to come when it's just going to normalize. Some things are just going to normalize. Electricity is going to be better. Some things, because of the interest, not even because of our good government, because of the interest of some international organizations, what they want to do here, they'll force electricity to work well. They'll force some things to work well. The roads will be better, will be safer. Emmanuel traveled yesterday to Uyo and got there by 11 in the night. I was like, you see, I told you this is the reason why I'm not going to travel by road that far. If it's more than 4 hours, count me out. I'm going to say it's the reason I didn't go, because the cost of flight was too expensive. I was like, no, it's not worth it, especially with the NFF coming to say the coach said that there's not going to be one-on-one interview. I'm a content creator. The reason why I'm going to the camp, unless I'm going to just support them is to get a lot of interview, a lot of content. If I can't get those content, there's no need. I can't spend $500,000 to go there, and then I'm not getting a content that will give me up to 10,000 views and maybe probably add another additional 2,000 to 3,000 subscribers. It's a waste of money. It doesn't make any economic sense. But eventually, it will all come around, and I will not even need to focus on the Super Eagles anymore. Now I'm doing, content around the league, and people say, hey, you're wasting your time. What are you doing? The time is going to come where that will not become like the mainstay. A couple of years ago, AFTV would not even make anything. But look at them now, and everybody is doing content. There's the Chelsea guys, there's the Man United stand, there is the Newcastle guys, the Toon Armies, a whole lot. It's going. But when Rob I started, people were mocking it. So it's the same thing. Even in countries where the system works for you, you've got to be bold, you've got to be strong, you've got to hold the bull by the horn and say, you know what? Or die and die. Let's get in the fight. That's the way it works. Because I still know a lot of foreigners who still see Nigeria as an investment destination. So the question I always ask is, what are they seeing here that we who own the country are not seeing here? Right? So that's something that we must also take a lead at. In the Niger Delta, I grew up in the Niger Delta, and I've always said that the reason why Niger Deltas suffered were because our fathers and our grandfathers and the rest were lazy. They allowed the foreign companies to come. They could have negotiated from day one, like Dubai. If I want to go set up a company in Dubai now, I would need an emeritus to be 50% shareholder. So by the time these companies were coming, where the Ken Saro-Wiwa were okay with being liaison officers, take money, send their children abroad and eat the money and form heroes, they could have all negotiated to become shareholders. The states could have said, you know what, I want to put Shell here, but Shell, the state will own 50% of this company. If you not go green, no come. Leave our oil, mate. The more hungry kill us there, hungry go see kill there. But they were happy with crumbs. They were happy with take a little, and see where it landed everybody. So I think that awareness is there now. People are changing, ideologies are changing. And the way these things are done are different now. If the other day I did compare Kule Shoname and MK Abela, who is a bigger sports person. Everybody shouting MK Abela, and I said, what did Abela do? Name one infrastructure. Say, hey, when he was here, he drive the club bus. That's the stupidest thing I've seen anybody say. The dumbest response to such kind of conversation. But hey, it's a narrative that they gave you, that Dele Momodu gave you people. MK Abela drive the club bus. If Roman Abramovich drive Chelsea bus when he was the owner of the club, would you not see the man is an idiot? In that same region, other clubs went to play matches there in that Luanda. How many of the other clubs, Al-Ali, TP Mazembe, the rest, how many of them, their club president drove their bus through the road in the night? It's because you did not prepare well, you did not do what you were supposed to do. You're so rich, you couldn't get the charter flight to carry. So I look at a whole lot of the narrative that people put in there, and I said, you guys you are mad to think that this narrative, me, grown up, educated human being, will buy this stupid narrative. But look at Kole Shoname built a facility. Shola is looking to get a facility to build as well. But you're telling me the guy who drove a club bus, and then next thing say he gave CAF money. Now one-off, he gave them one-off. Why? Why was he giving CAF money? Is it sponsorship? Is it partnership? What was it for? Is it fraud? Is it money laundering? Nobody's asking those questions, because that's the way we are. In this country, we make heroes of evil criminals. But, it's a different conversation. I'm just putting that up front. So with time, the business environment will change. The business environment will change. My mom used to say that good people say they want to close their eyes so that they will not see evil. Good go soon pass, because there's no time into it. Yeah. Olatunji Mara says sometimes you ask yourself if you're making the right decision. Every business decision is a gamble. There's no business to go and build in Nevada and turn a desert into Las Vegas was a gamble. The decisions that Henry Ford made to start the motor industry was a gamble. J. Rockefeller and all the decisions he took was a gamble, just like science. Science is a guess until it becomes established. And then somebody else come again and say, oh, this one was not right. Something else will topple it. But you got to find men who are crazy enough. That's why every idea starts with somebody being stupid. What sense does it make somebody just wake up one morning and say, "Oh, now we're not going to be driving on stable ground anymore. We're going to put people inside one contraption, call it aeroplane, and fly over the air." You know do you know the madness in that? In the place of thinking, the idea conceptualization of that concept. So to say, we want to go from America to France. We're not going to go by boat again. It takes too much time. We'll fly by the air. Are you mad? There is an established law called the law of gravity, established before every human being on this terrestrial ball was born. And you come in and you want to introduce the law of lift. Are you normal? But hey, people did it. Before people they born, no analgesics, no all those what's that thing that they do, the gentlemen at the very back, their spinal cord, to force the labor. Forgotten the labor, those things not there. Just crude labor born like that. So I'm imagining, so once the baby is breech, how did they even do it? Back in the day, when there's no scan, nobody know anything, your baby is breech, you're there saying 5 days labor. Like my younger brother and my mom, 5 days of labor. Baby is breech. Yeah. But people advance these courses through pains, through difficulties. I'm not going to sit back and say, oh, because the difficulties are there. No, yeah. There's a reason why you are in a place where it is easier for you to make money. Now, use that money wisely and do some other things in places that are difficult. I mean, why is it easy for people like Patrick Vieira to come and invest in Senegal, Akon to come and invest in Senegal? You don't think that those money would work better for them in stock exchange in the US? Well, just think about it. Batigo say, I cite you, bro. Thank you very much. My time don't go just now. Whoa. Joe David said, my brother from another mother, I salute your government. I can agree to too. Dante23 test says, missed yesterday's show, but the YouTube looks truncated, 26 minutes, and the audio was not too great. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but hey, sometimes that just happens in network. Dante23 test said, because I wanted to catch up. I'm sure today's audio have been good. I mean, I said a whole lot. If this audio not good for YouTube, you can pay me well, but I think it's been good. Oh, what else has been? Yeah. Hey, Bayo, I didn't know Bayo's yeah, boy. So Victor Morales say, between Chelsea and Manchester United, which will you advise Victor Osimhen to join if he made up his mind to join? I think it will be Chelsea. Man United have too much problem, and I hear now that what's it called? Ratcliffe is going to be in charge of the day-to-day running when he puts his 1.6 billion pounds investment in. My problem with that is historically everything sportingly that Ratcliffe have touched have gone under. So the Ratcliffe cost might still come in again, from OGC News to Sky's cycling team to everything is touched in sports have died. I'm not going to bank on him. This might be redemption time anyway, but there's the problem in Manchester United is so much so that, okay, let me use Rasmus Højlund as an example. He's a fantastic player. He's the next closest thing to Erling Haaland. But you see, the thing with strikers is and this is why I don't like Okocha. But people that know see, there is no, if to say I play for the same team with Okocha, when I go, yes, I break it nose, or he beats me, two of us will fight. Let me explain that to you. As a forward player, your job is to run into the proper channels, the right places. If I run one, you hold the ball, you don't send the pass. I run twice, you hold the ball, you don't send the pass. I run the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. At some point, I don't run again. It's simple logic. When Cristiano Ronaldo first came to Manchester United, remember that video where Ronaldo was crying, because Ruud van Nistelrooy went and gave him a proper telling off, right? They were complaining that Van Nistelrooy does not run for Cristiano Ronaldo to find him. And he said, I do not make runs for an idiot that will not release the pass. Because then Cristiano Ronaldo will do 2,000 leg over like Danielson. When he's beating the man, he will still come back again to want to beat the man. Now, this Cristiano Ronaldo that will there was a time where he was a crap idiot, right? And Rick Van Nistelrooy see it sensible to make runs. When you are a professional footballer, you're supposed to know that you deliver the pass. That's why sometimes when Cristiano Ronaldo get angry that people are not passing the ball to him, I just laugh like, Cristiano Ronaldo, that was exactly you back in the day, right? The history, people forget so fast. And so he had that telling off with him, and probably that also changed his game. So that's one of the things about Manchester United and Osimhen. Osimhen is a guy who always wants the ball. If he makes that run, and it takes a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of displacing the opposition, confusing them with your run, and then you do your one, you do the dash, the ball does not come. You do the deep one, it doesn't come. You go to the far post, it doesn't come. You go to the first post, it doesn't come. You run through the middle, try to, zigzag your way through, the pass doesn't come. That's what's happening at Man United. And, I've heard people say, sack the coach. It's like, if you sack the coach, Rashford will still be the idiot that he is, that thinks that he is a god unto himself. Anthony will still behave like, say, he's the magisterial king of Spain. He's Charles de Gaulle, of France. So there is no real clear pathway for Manchester United right now. I'm sorry. So I'd rather you go to Chelsea, because Chelsea, we know that they are on a rebuild. Eventually, this rebuild, they just got 8 goals in 2 games, right? This rebuild will come to bear and everything would work. There are a lot of people who want to prove a point at Chelsea, who want to justify that, look, this is my signing, it's going to work. The players have not reached a place where they've achieved a lot to not say, okay, we'll hold the club to ransom or we'll mess the coach up. But in Manchester United, most of the players feel like they're gone. So my advice, I would say you should go to Chelsea, because Chelsea signs him now, they put him on a long-term contract, 5, 6, or 7 years contract. Maybe after the first year, he settles in, and then this Chelsea will not take 5 years before they go back to winning again. Man United can go another 30 years and still have not won anything. BBM and Lagos Marathon 2 promoted Aquafina. Yeah, that's my point. This is the point. They talk about visibility. Rackings for Clothing says, why would they say such rubbish when I am crying for information on Nigerian League Daily? Okay. Sister Nile, myself, I visited Remo 2 seasons ago. I told someone who works with them that if they can confirm they have, say, 2,000 fans on match days, they can meet Chicken Republic for a jersey sponsorship deal. I agree with you on that one. Sister Nile must say, sell food on match days, and I have a shop at the stadium where people can buy food daily. Okay. Some good ideas rolling in. So I think it says they seen the numbers, large market occasioned by our population. All right. Induced. I don't know what you mean by that. I think at this point, I've read everything that is available. It's extra 7 minutes of the show today. I hope we've answered your question the best way that we should. I don't think I could have done anything better than this. And if I haven't answered it well, then I don't know. Baba _J619 say, why not Arsenal Bros? The question that the person asked is Man U or Chelsea. Where was Arsenal there? This is why people fail exam. If you ask me about Man U and Chelsea and I'm answering Arsenal, does that not make me a stupid football analyst? It's a question that they ask that I'm answering, Baba J. Everything is not centered or built around Arsenal. If Arsenal was on the question, I will give my response. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for being on the show. Thank you very much for subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you for following us on Instagram, on YouTube, and downloading the Elegbete TV radio app. My name once again is Idafe Matthew. You love to come in the Elegbete response. God bless you and have a wonderful day. Bye. Hasta la vista. Tomorrow is another day. Wish the Super Eagles all the best. Injury-free training today, and tomorrow a win.